Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is GBTV and bringing you a My Hero Academia Season 2 review. I said I was gonna just do a quick video about what I thought about Season 2 compared to what Season 1 was, and then at the end of this video just put down a little quick list of stuff I'm looking forward to seeing in Season 3. I'm not gonna make this video way too long, mainly because, well, it's a long season. I don't want you guys to sit through listening to me ramble on for like 10-15 minutes about a season in anime when we still got Season 3 to get through. So without further ado, let's get started with my thoughts about Season 2. It was definitely a much more, I would say, engaging and fluid season compared to Season 1. Now, the one thing about Season 1 that hurt it was that it was only 12 episodes. Now, usually I myself prefer shorter seasons in an anime because then there's less filler to go through. But Season 2, it had filler episodes, but it was very brief. It wasn't that big of a deal compared to, like, say, like a Naruto where it had like 5 episode fillers and you're just like, fam, just get on with the story. I don't want to sit through this. I can't completely kill Season 1 because it only had 12 episodes, so they didn't really have enough time to establish the world. They just focused it solely on the main characters, and the main characters of Deku, All Might, a little bit of Bakugo, but it was just establishing the base for the show. And then from Season 2 on, I even saw Season 3 is basically replicating Season 2's episode length. And now Season 2, you got way more time to focus on not just Deku. You get some focus on Bakugo, you get some focus on Todoroki, you get some focus on Momo, Uchako, Ida, Mineta, Ojiro, well, not really Ojiro, but Asui, Tokiyama, Tsukiyomi, our boy Tsukiyomi, even Kirishima got some focus on his character, and each character is done well. One of the hardest things in any show, one of the hardest things is to be able to have multiple characters that are interesting. I think people sleep on that. Like, you'll find a lot of series that have 5-6 plus characters that you only really care about maybe 1 or 2. The others are just like whatever. This one, you do care about them more. Now, are they completely fleshed out? No, but you gain more of an appreciation for each of these characters, and they become their own person. They're not just there as stepping stones for the main characters for them to move on, which a lot of shows do, and it's just like a waste of a character. So you can definitely appreciate that. The pacing was much more fluid. I felt like a lot of times in Season 1 it was just unnecessarily slow. In Season 2 they kept it. I was fully expecting Deku and Bakugo versus All Might to be like 2 episodes, but they was like, nah, we're getting it done in an episode. We're not going to stretch this out longer. It has to be. Almost every one of the important fight scenes were done in either half an episode or a whole episode. They didn't have to stretch it out. I appreciate that. And also the biggest thing that I completely didn't even include was the action. Season 1 had 1 or 2 action scenes. Really? And it was all in like the last couple episodes, where it was the students fighting the villains, and then All Might came in and fought against the Nomu. In this season, right off the rip, you got the sports festival, then the one-on-one fights, and then after one-on-one fights, you had them going against the hero killer, and then after the hero killer, you had them going against the teachers. And it was like, and you felt engaged, like finally we're gonna get some actual fights. And you also get to see how each student's able to use their quirks, who's more creative than the other. Even the kids from Class 1B were way more interesting than some of the people in Class 1A. I already talked about that in my Class 1B video reaction. Check that out if you want to see it. One of the things also in this season was the world building. Once you introduce the hero agencies, there are multiple agencies. I like that. It's not just like a Justice League where it's just one monopoly that has control over all heroes. There's the checks and balances where there's hero agencies, and you gotta pick the hero agency you want to go to, or through recommendations, or you are assigned one. So even if you're not the best hero, you're still going to get a job somewhere out there. And then we got establishment of the structure of UA. It's hero course, business course, support corps, general course. And we saw how the business corps, they're basically like PR guys. They're looking for marketability. They're looking for, all right, who's gonna attract the most dollars that we can monetize and keep the cash flow going. The support corps making gear for heroes. And I think we're definitely going to see the support corps play a big role for Midoriya and the group. Maybe Bakugo is going to get an upgrade in his equipment since All Might broke his bracers. Midoriya as well. Maybe he's going to get an upgrade for his gear that can help him maybe use all for one for all a little bit more effectively. And then same with Todoroki. Maybe they'll be able to create some sort of equipment for him so that the effects of his icy hot power is not as taxing on him. And for everyone else, man, I like the world building that they did there. And also one of the big things is that they talk about, you saw that with the Stain, we'll get to Stain a little bit later, is how conventional wisdom will make you think all these heroes do it for just to do the right thing. Sort of like people talk about athletes love the sport and they play the sport. Nah, fam, money, power, status. That is the three things that most people go for this type of job. People do it for status, to be known, to be popular. Like you saw that Best Genius, when he walks outside, all these girls are fawning over her. That's a status. Money. People do it for money. Uchako's main goal, even though Uchako is not, her sole goal isn't exactly money, it's to relieve the burden from her parents, but she knows money is the biggest thing that can help with that, and she's going there for money. And then power, we all know. Yeah. Now there are people who generally do it to help people, like Midoriya. He wants to, but Midoriya, he wants status. He wants it. He definitely does, but he cares more about helping people. And it's very good to see that that they're showing that in this, and they're not just making it oh, you should be a hero to help people. Nah, they're people that have other goals. It gives more layers to this world. And then the other thing is them showing that not all heroes go out and fight. They're heroes that help in community service. They're heroes that help in commercials. They're heroes that help with the Navy. They're heroes that cooperate with the police. There's the network that's being set up here is really fluid, and it makes you feel more immersed in the world, because now you know it's not just it's about these kids. It's about these kids learning where they fit in this world and how they can apply their abilities into the world. It's done very well. You also got they even showed it during one of the fights with the Invisible Girl. She can really help for covert operations. The general students guy who is able to, I forget his name. I forget his name. He was a good character. He can be good for interrogations. So there's no limit to how your powers can be used. Wow, this is gonna be a long video. I'm just looking at it right now. We're almost at 10 minutes. My bad, guys. My bad. All right, let's try to wrap it up quickly as possible. All right, so Hero Killer Stain. Stain is the perfect villain. I wish Stain was a big bad villain instead of a stepping stone used to establish the League of Villains. His ideals, Stain's ideals were layered. Now, here's how you know a villain is a good villain. When you can understand why they're doing what they're doing without having to agree with them. I can understand why Stain was doing what he's doing, because that, like I said before, money, power, status is a lot of, and of course helping people. But these three goals are the big driving influences for people becoming heroes, and a lot of them are very corrupt. So Stain saw the hypocrisy. They're pretending that they're doing it for the people when really it's for themselves, and by doing that they're actually going to cause more harm than good in the long run. You can completely get by that with Stain's idea. The only problem is, fam, you can't be killing people just to send a message. It's gonna send the wrong message, and that was explained pretty well. And the ripple effect of him being caught actually accelerated the inevitability. And now there are people, now we got crazy looking motherfuckers that are now going to follow Stain's ideals and want to make the world into what they believe. And it's about to get absolutely crazy. All right, the reveal of All for One. This dude's absolutely crazy. He goes way back into history. He's probably the most powerful villain in the entire show. But what you asked for, all right, so what is he going to do with Shigaraki? What is he actually going to do with him? What will we see him be revealed in season 3? Will he show himself? And can All Might, can he beat this guy a second time being weakened? Can he? I don't know. It looks like he might need some help. Alright, so now let's go through the dislikes. Gonna burst into 3 characters that I dislike this season that hopefully y'all saying are gonna become better characters. Bakugo, Endeavor, and Shigaraki. Bakugo is absolutely unbearable. He is completely egotistical, frail. He has frail ego, and he's just so insecure that it is going to cause such issues in the future if he doesn't address those insecurities. And right now, it was even shown, even though he is very smart, he has very good instincts, he lets his anger and his insecurities take over way too much, to the point where if he doesn't reel it in, it's going to cause problems. And he could potentially get himself killed or someone else killed if he goes out into the field. And you already know the teachers are trying to get that out of him before he graduates. Endeavor is a terrible father. Even if he wants his son to become great, there's a way to go about that without hiding him from living his life as a kid and then abusing his other children, and his mom. Endeavor is kind of trash. And last but not least, Shigaraki. He's a petulant child. He's shallow, narcissistic, and completely spoiled. There's really nothing to like about his character, and he now has this ridiculous idea that if he kills All Might, then all his problems will be solved, when he fails to realize that's not the reason why people sided with the hero killer and All Might. It's not because of All Might, it's more than that. But he fails to realize that because he's so freaking, it's all for attention. He just wants to be the focal point. He thinks killing All Might will give him the attention that he feels he deserves, which is false. This dude is completely just unbearable. And now we get into my hopes for season 3. I would like to see more character development for the other courses, specifically class 1B. I would like to see them out in the field, and we get to see them in action. Especially Tetsu. I like Tetsu. I hope we can see more of Tetsu. I also want to see more of the League of Villains being introduced, and see them in action in season 3. And it's looking like we're probably going to have a clash between the heroes and the League of Villains eventually. The other one is the upperclassmen. We have yet to see the upperclassmen at all this season. Season 3, please introduce us some upperclassmen so we can gauge the difference between class 1A freshmen and the upperclassmen in UA, and see what the trials are going to be like for them. And then also one thing I would like to see is Genist in battle, that dude with the giraffe neck. I want to see why he's the number 4 hero, and I would like to see who the number 3 hero is, because we've seen All Might in action, we've seen Endeavor in action. Can we see the top 5 heroes in action, just so I can at least take a look at what the difference is between them and gauge like who should be number 1, who really should be number 1. And then hopefully this season All Might will actually teach Midoriya specifics on his quirk instead of just trying to motivate him, like do what Gran Torino did. Can All Might actually become a good teacher? That's what I'm hoping for. That's really what I'm hoping for, and that's really all I have to say about season 2. I wanted to make this video quick, but eventually, unfortunately, it turned out to be a 16-minute video. My bad. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. About half of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel, and stay tuned. In a couple days, we'll start off season 3 and get that thing rolling. But yeah, but this is GBTV. We'll be signing out. See you guys later.